When I started the series, I knew I had to make a Victoria sponge. This one is packed with lemon, whipped cream, and is so easy to make. It's inspired by Lady Danbury in Bridgerton, who is just an iconic character. She tells it like it is and is a phenomenal matchmaker. And the burgundy peonies just matched every single one of her outfits. I filled the middle of the Victoria sponge with lemon curd so that when you cut into it, it just oozes out. You can use store-bought lemon curd if you like, but homemade is 20 times better. Start by rubbing the lemon zest into the sugar. This helps massage the oils out of the lemon zest into the sugar, making the cake super flavorful and zesty without needing to use lemon extract. The beauty of a Victoria sponge is in its simplicity. Everything goes right into the same bowl, wet and dry ingredients, and then you beat it all together. Just throw in your sugar, lemon juice, eggs, butter, flour, and baking powder. Use an electric mixer to combine it all until it's creamy and fluffy. You don't want to overbeat because it will be dry and dense. So as soon as you get this texture, stop beating. Next, you want to butter and line your baking pans. You should do this before you start, but it's okay if you leave it until now. An easy way to line the bottoms of your pan is to fold a piece of parchment paper into squares and then triangles and try to make as thin of a triangle as you can. Don't lose sight of the top of the corner because that is where your middle of your circle is. Place that corner into the middle of your pan and cut off the excess. Unfold your triangle to reveal the perfect circle that will fit right into the bottom of your pan. This recipe calls for 2 8-inch round pans, but you can do this for any size round pans you like. Divide the batter into both pans. You can use a scale or a measuring cup to make sure that both layers are the same size. Bake both layers in the middle of the oven at 350 degrees for 18 to 22 minutes or until a toothpick inserted into the middle comes out clean with a couple of crumbs attached. While the layers were baking, I started on the lemon curd. So you have egg yolks, whole eggs, sugar, salt, freshly grated lemon zest, and freshly squeezed lemon juice. It all goes right into the same pot, whisk it together and onto the stove until thickened. Stir it frequently so that nothing sticks to the bottom and it doesn't burn. Pour the hot lemon curd into a non-metal heat-safe container. Add in some cold butter, which is gonna cool down your curd and give it the most gorgeous texture. Stir it up until it melts. You do not want to store your curd in a metal container because it will start tasting like metal because of the acidity of the curd. To quickly cool the curd, use an ice bath or you can pop it in the fridge a day before assembling the cake. Once the sponge layers are baked, you want to let them cool for 10 minutes and then run a knife along the outside, flip them over, and let them cool completely. While they cool, get started on the whipped cream filling. Make sure you make a stabilized whipped cream. This is stabilized with a cream cheese. You can use mascarpone cheese if you don't like the flavor of cream cheese, but you need it to be stabilized or else it will just slide around. Softened cream cheese and powdered sugar are beaten until nice and creamy, and then add in whipped cream, whipped to medium stiff peaks. Beat both of the mixtures together until they come together and form nice, beautiful, glossy, stiff peaks. Don't overbeat or you'll be left with a curdled filling. It'll turn into butter. To assemble, grab your fanciest cake stand, plop your first layer on bottom side down, and fill it with as much whipped cream as your heart desires. I filled it up quite a bit because I feel like that's what Lady Danbury would want. She has high standards, y'all. Make a little center in the cream that you're gonna add in a beautiful pool of lemon curd. Pour your thickened lemon curd right into the middle. Again, you can use store-bought, but homemade is much better. And then spread it out just a touch. Flip over your last cake layer so that you have a nice flat surface for dusting and top off your cake. The classic, and some may say the only way to finish off a Victoria sponge is with powdered sugar, so I did that, and I also added lots of flowers. But first, here is your PSA that peonies are actually toxic, so you have to make sure that you cover the stems really well with plastic wrap so that nothing gets in the cake. If you're worried, you can use artificial flowers or edible flowers. Now look at that cake you just made. She is a showstopper. The lemon curd will drip out like a softly cooked egg, but that's kind of what you want, and you can just top off your slices later when you're serving with the extra lemon curd. It's a showstopper. Would Lady Danbury approve? Let me know what you think in the comments.